I am very grateful for the organizers of this expo because it's the most important conversation ever. Motherhood is such a tough journey, and I think I would be glad if we had these conversations devolved to every county where mothers can come together, get to benefit from the wisdom and knowledge of professionals and experts in the area of motherhood. As you heard, my name is Stellar Mengele. I am going to speak on the architecture of love, integrating nurturing care and BabyCare to fuel brain development and maternal flourishing. I work for a non-profit called Connect, and we are working in KICC community to train and empower mothers on nurturing care. Nurturing care is a World Health Organization framework that provides for holistic support for child development from pregnancy to 3 years and then to 8 years. Today we benefited from a lot of doctors' knowledge, but there's also another aspect that since 2016, the World Health Organization started emphasizing on, because we had been very concerned about the health of the mother, the health of the baby, and we also have other areas like the emotional stability of the mother in the child, success and productivity of the mother during pregnancy, after, and even what as a mother you need to do to prepare your child for lifelong productivity, for lifelong success, to equip them with skills that will go beyond their child. I know each one of us has heard in different words that every adult is a product of their childhood experiences. Have we heard that? And if you want to know how beautiful, loving, or chaotic a person's childhood was, you look at what they relate to people. We are trying to create interventions using affordable, non-expensive ways and practices by the mothers, so that the children we are raising can have strong foundations and a better future. Can anyone guess how many cells are in the human brain? Oh, you're born with between 85 to 100 billion neurons. And the brain the cells do not increase. The brain will grow in size, but we do not get new brain cells as we grow. Now, for this brain to achieve its cognitive capacity, the neurons must be stimulated so that they can get the power to interpret things, the power to understand, the power to have emotional connection. And in nurturing care, we have components that we train mothers to look at, which includes the responsive caregiving, whereby we're asking mothers to be responding to the needs of the child from when they are in the womb to when they are now fully grown, and leaving the brackets of children to get into the bracket of maybe pre-teenagers in the higher brackets. A child's brain triples in size during the first 3 years. There's rapid connection of the brain neurons that happens every second. 1 million neural connections are made every second when a child is below the age of 3. 90% of brain development happens before age 5. So you can imagine when we are trying to change an adult whose brain cognitive capacity was almost fully formed by age 3. By age 5, around 90% of that brain is fully formed. How much change can a teacher make when the child goes to school? How much change can an adult, take to another adult when they have received, or interacted with them in university or in marriage when they are adults? We believe the parent is the first teacher and the most important teacher, the one who plants the most important seeds in the brain of a child. And we would wish that these seeds are planted in a loving way. A loving bond between a caregiver and a child stimulates rapid growth, and we are teaching on science-based loving practices that a mother and a father can practice with their child. And the first one is a love, which sounds very obvious, but we, in our journey and work with mothers, we have learned that not every mother manages to love their child. There are people who get pregnant through not very nice ways, rape. Some of them become mothers when their own children are having children, and they are not very proud of, such oopsie babies. Some may get pregnant, and in the process of nurturing the pregnancy, things happen in their lives that traumatize them, and they make them not be very loving to the child, and even to themselves. Yet love is the most powerful thing in human life. You need to be loved for you to belong. You need to be loved for you to have confidence. You need to be loved for you to, achieve your potential. And we encourage mothers to start by loving themselves, accepting themselves, and if there's a challenge with that, unless you may want to go to marry stops to terminate, if you're carrying the baby to term and you're going to be in the journey of parenting, it is important for you to find a way, even if you have to go through therapy, to find love for yourself as a person, find love and acceptance for the baby. Singing is the most powerful art ever. Scientists say even in old age, people who suffer dementia, they may forget everything except music. If you sing a song to someone who is, suffering dementia, they may have forgotten even the names of their children. But if you sing a song that they used to enjoy when they were younger, the song brings back the memories of what happened at that time. And we're training parents and mothers to embrace music from when the baby is in the womb. And I believe everybody can sing. I am a musician. And I believe you do not need a perfect voice for you to embrace music in your motherhood journey. Your voice, as cracked, as poised as it is, coupled with love, is the most precious voice your child will ever know. I can never sound more beautiful than you do to your child. We ask parents through the journey of their mother to select a favorite song of theirs. And once you've selected that song, you could write your own words. You write a letter of your mother's journey to yourself and to your child. When you get pregnant, what did you feel? What are your prayers? What are your wishes for your baby? Would you put it down? Documenting is something that people in the early 90s and 80s and 70s used to do. We are nowadays documenting on TikTok and on Facebook and on Instagram. Have you taken a moment as a man, and would you consider, if you're a future mother, to take a moment every other couple of months to write down a letter of where you are as a mom and where you wish to go, how you see your baby, the milestones that have been achieved, and from that letter, using your favorite tune, create a song for you and your baby. Now, this song helps you bond with your child, becomes your therapy as a mom, and it also helps you, balance your stress levels. Music also helps with memory, and those of us who have young children, like my sister here, Uda, does, our children are currently learning language through the songs they are listening to and they are singing to. I may say a lot of things right now, but if I teach you a song, you will remember me by that song more than you will remember the days I went today. And so if songs are memorable, and right now I may ask you what your teacher in university specifically taught you, and you may struggle designing the words. But I would ask you if you remembered one nursery song that you were taught when you were in nursery school, and it will come very easily to you. That is how powerful music is. And if it is that powerful, then it would be nice if a mother would plant the seed of whatever message they may want, to pass to their child from their childhood through a song. I'll meet together. Probably as I finish, give you an example of the singing bit. Talking, we are told that we should speak at least 30 million words to a child before they are age 3. I don't know how many ones they speak into your children. And with phones nowadays, you go home and we do not even have tried to speak to our children. We answer the emails even in the house. We're asking, alikula, sawa, alikula, sawa, mwekeka tu. It is very important for our parents to have the words, conversations with their child. How was your day? Even if they do not speak, even when they're in the womb. So it's good for you to start talking to your child. And I'm a Christian, and those of us who may, have the believers of whatever faith, we know how powerful words are. And we could use words to even seek blessings, just prophesy over what we wish our children to look like, to be, and what they will have from when they are in the womb. When they are born, listening to positive words, listening to affirmation, they embody it. And so we encourage parents to speak to their babies as though they are speaking to adults. Just have conversations. Even when they are little, have conversations. It helps them with language, it helps them with interactions with people, it helps them to prepare for school, it helps them with their brain, it stimulates the brain. Play is very important. Brings stimulations, brings the good hormones to life, and helps a child with bonding and human interaction. When we ask a child who their best friend is, they will most probably mention the person who is most playful in their lives. Many times, may mention a friend or a neighbor's child who plays with them. Who's your best friend? If the mommy jumps around with them, they may say, mommy is my best friend. Not because they give back to them, but because they excite them. They stimulate their happiness. And so if the way to bond with your child is as playing with them, why not do it? People think that play is childish, but let me tell you, it is the password to your child's heart. We are living in times where our children are threatened by a lot, and we are asking parents to be the first people to bond with your children, because if we leave that vacuum to be created, it is going to be filled by people who may not mean well. It's going to be filled by content creators who may not mean very well for your children, who are looking to make money off the things they plant in your children's brains that may not be very beneficial to the children. Read and count, introducing our children to books becomes a pathway for the children to succeed in school. I usually tell parents when I train them in the big age that what used to make many of us have a difficult time going to school is because the first time we saw books was when we went to school. But if a child is introduced to reading and writing and school and what happens in school by their parents, it becomes very easy for them to transition to the real school. It puts them ahead of the other children. If you start counting with your child before they even join school, it also becomes easier for them to deal with math and other calculations that come later in life. I am about to finish. Serve and return is giving the child the opportunity to mimic what you do. And even if you don't you give them the opportunity. We have been told that children rarely listen. They copy what they say their parents hear. If you tell your child you do not say bad words, but you're saying bad words, they will not listen to you. They will copy the words. If you tell a child not to be violent, they don't listen to the words. They do what they see. So sub-everything is where you receive cues from your baby and respond to it. Or do something and give an opportunity for your child to copy it. From 16 weeks of pregnancy, the fetus can hear. So even if you can't say, please choose a beautiful song for your child and be listening to it. With time, they will know that this is our song, and they will bond with you over that song, even way after they were born. And if it's about empowering a mother, in our projects, we create mother care groups where mothers who are having children below the age of 3 come together, and they 6 every month to share the milestones, the challenges, and to discuss motherhood in general. And because just meeting can be boring, we introduce the aspect of table banking. And I do not know, in the city it might be challenging because we're coming from different backgrounds, but it has worked for us in the village. I would encourage every mother to find groups. You know, they talked about WhatsApp groups. They are important. Gone are the days when we said, I am married by a stable man. I am married in a rich family. I don't need to go work. I don't need to get money of my own. Anything can happen. That very stable, sporting husband can be called to heaven, and God never gives us, a warning when he does that. If today the person, the pillar of stability of your home was one, and they suddenly left, what does that become of the man and children? So encouraging women for the security of your children, for your own confidence. When you have your own money, you feel more confident, and for resilience in times of crisis. I don't know how many mothers or aspiring mothers we had here, but something has been beautiful about motherhood for me, turning every stage of my motherhood and encouraging others to turn every stage of motherhood into either a business or a money making. Where do you go to clinic and people, not everybody, has done shopping for the baby. You can always have extra things and find those people who are in the same stage with you. When you buy yours, you buy extra, you both sell and sell to them. I told a friend yesterday that when you buy a car, a certain car, and you drive on the road, you notice such similar cars more than you never did before. If today you buy a Land Cruiser, the moment you step on the road, you'd see so many Land Cruisers, you'd be wondering, funny, everybody's buying Land Cruisers. When you're pregnant, you see so many pregnant people. And so why not stand that in every step of your motherhood in a business? Because we need money in our pockets. Makes us confident. When it comes to balancing, we have to accept help as mothers. You cannot do this thing alone, and it's okay for a mom to be exhausted. The journey itself is a lot to deal with. Today I was very impressed when I went to one of the stands. They are called Fua Care or something, and they taught me how they come. Of course, we have used some of those services. They come to your house, they take all the clothes, they go wash. It used to feel like you're not woman enough if you're not washing your husband's clothes. If you're not doing all this work by yourself, you don't have to do it. Accept help. Accept help. And you can have even as many nannies as you can afford. I will close at that because I had a very short time and I've been mindful of the panel that is coming. Thank you very much. Please find our information at Stellar Mengele Foundation on all the social media platforms. We can continue these conversations there. Thank you very much for listening to me.